discussions and share our learning. For our very first class, it was on network learning, where we were encouraged by Alec to be open learners. And of course, to embrace what is out there and to be open to online education and social networks. Our second session on the Blackboard Collaborate was with Wick Shire on virtual learning communities. He showed us the importance of forming online communities in our lives and in our teaching professions. That community is a sense of belonging. Our third course was with David Cormier on Rhizomatic Learning. He showed us that learning is supposed to be a messy journey and that we need to celebrate our differences in our learning. Be sure to follow him at Dave Cormier. In between our learning, my classmates and I were also working on our major digital projects. I chose to learn how to play the guitar via online learning. Be sure to check it out on my blog. Our next guest presenter was the amazing Sue Walters on student blogging. This famous blog guru taught us about how to blog and how to blog with our students. She also talked about edgy blogs. It was awesome having to hear her present again. Be sure to check out her on Twitter at Sue Waters and to also check out her amazing blog on edgy blogs. Our fifth guest presenter was the charming Michael Wacker on Google Apps for Education. He showed and encouraged us Google Apps as an educational tool. He actually made me want to become a Google certified teacher. Be sure to check him out at mwacker. Our sixth class presenter was the lovely Sylvia Martinez, who talked to us about the maker movement culture. She taught us to play a game in the classroom, how 3D printers, programming units are a way for our students to be creative learners. I'll be sure to check out her new book, Invent to Learn. Our seventh guest speaker was the wonderful Bonnie Stewart on network identities. She taught us the importance of network identities and communicating. She also taught us about to be connected educators, but at the same time being aware of networking while also being great digital citizens. It's super important to be careful of what you put on the internet. You never know how it will be taken and where it will be put online. Our next guest presenter was the charming Alan Levine, aka Cock Dog. He spoke about digital storytelling. He reminded us about the importance of telling stories and to use our imagination freely in the classroom with ourselves and with our students. I really enjoyed this presenter, and I highly suggest checking out his blog as well, the Cock Dog blog. Our ninth guest presenter was the inspiring Audrey Waters, who talked about gender equity in ed tech. She showed us about the dark side of the internet, and she also made us aware of the inequalities, the harassment that surround us on the internet. Most importantly, she reminded us to have an open voice and have uncomfortable discussions. Make sure to check out her blog at Hack Education. Finally, our last session was with our ed tech guru, Dr. Alec Gross and Katia Hildebright on networked and connected learning and how they enable communication, collaborations, create connections, make ideas, and at the same time expand our thinking. That we also need to embrace our learning, our students' learning in open spaces. We also, as educators, need to all have network possibilities and the importance of making our learning visible. Final reflections on my EC and I, 831 Learning. I was at first worried about my blog because I wanted to be meaningful, relevant to my readers and myself. With my blog, there was this fear of being out in the open, but then I realized my blog was a great portfolio of my learning. I also realized social media is also a great tool to build our personal learning networks, and that Twitter is a great example where we can share and collaborate our learning experiences and our resources. More reflections on this course was, at the start, I had a great fear of the Google Plus community, but as the course went on, I realized it was a great way to make connections with my fellow EC&I classmates and to check out all the amazing digital projects. I realize now that Google Plus is an awesome tool to have, especially for the classroom, and it's also a great way to make connections. More reflections that I had was that I enjoyed all the amazing guest speakers. I especially loved and enjoyed listening to Alec Gross's session on digital storytelling. After this session, it inspired me to actually try more projects in my classroom. In my final reflections, I really enjoyed this experience of taking this course for the reason that I can take everything that I learned back into my classroom. I realized even more the importance of networks to stay connected and to be positive digital citizens. Most importantly, to be an open educator and open learner. I also wanted to say in closing a big thanks to Dr. Alec Gross, Katia Hildebright, and to my fellow EC&I 831 classmates. It was so nice to meet you and learn from all of you. And don't forget, when you have a moment, be sure to check out my major digital project, my Feliz Navidad video on my blog, Krista Brockhill Gates, at wordpress.com. Thanks so much, guys. Have a great night.